In the sense, what is the most important thing that everybody should know about? One is how to look after their health. That's the most important thing. Second is what kind of food they should be eating. Third is how do you make this food. So naturally there is a hierarchy of knowledge in this case. One is self-knowledge. I don't mean self-knowledge in the spiritual sense, but at least know the body. When you are hungry, at least you know. And when you are not hungry, stop eating. That simple thing is not happening today, na? People don't even know when to stop eating because that is the way their mind has been trained. And actually what we are eating is mental food, no? Vitamin, not taste. That has nothing to do with it. So it is actually the theory that balanced food you should eat. You must have so much vitamin, so much this, so much. It's all mathematical and calculated eating that we are going through. Not our body's response to it. So how do you make your body intelligent enough to understand what is it that it knows? And how do you make your mind sensitive enough to be with the body, understand that what exactly does the body needs? I think this is how all animals are living like this, no? It knows what to eat, what not to eat, how much to eat, when to stop eating. You hardly ever see any animal that is, obese, bulky, lazy. So I think, so this whole reimagination should happen in this manner now. And if you look into, so the higher studies also can happen exactly in the same way. And of course there are other things like, when you should do something called PhD or, whether, all those kind of things. I think all these things needs to be re-looked at in the sense that now today, if you look into this whole educational mafia system, that people go through, till they finish their PhD, they have not had any experience of anything. They have read many books, but with no experience. And they go into teaching, again with no experience of actual knowing of anything, and they die in that whole process. PhD, professor, vice chancellor, whatever, no experience. So there has to be a certain more intelligent way of reimagining education, in the sense that you spend some time doing this, learning this, then actually spend some time doing it, reflecting it. Then are you ready for your next education, or is it required? Whether masters, when do you want to do masters? Do you have some experience in between? After masters, when you do PhD, do you have some experience to tell that this is what I want to explore further upon? Absolutely meaningless activities going on in the name of education today. And the most absurd I find is that the way we are producing philosophers who read books and books and books and claim they are philosophers. And there is I think there is an ethic statement that coming from the Western philosophy, that a philosopher who is involved in ethics need not be ethical. You see? So there is no experiential understanding of anything philosophical they are talking about. The philosophical questions have not arisen out of their existence. So in fact the very study of philosophy should start when you are around 15, not before that. I am just giving an approximate date, because now there are a whole lot of activists who think that we should teach philosophy to children. And the most absurd idea. You are destroying their true beingness. So they don't really understand what is philosophy. Because these are deeper questions that arise in somebody when they engage in a certain way with life. Certain questions arise in them. Not because you read certain books. You actually live, understand what the hell is happening around you. Then deeper questions arise. Then you begin to explore that. You see? So I think this whole, what I'm trying to say is that we should completely reject what is happening as of now. Don't take anything from that. Reimagine everything as if what should be the right way of being. And is knowledge more important than being? That priority should be very clearly understood. Is knowledge for our self-sustenance? By default, not as an afterthought. That after destroying everything that we say that, oh, now we have to save the earth. No. When you create knowledge, first and foremost thing is that, is it sustainable? Is it good for life? Good for life means, is it good for everything that is in existence? Not just human beings, but the plants, the earth, the animals, everything that is around. So I think if we say we are civilized, we are educated, we are, all those, tags that we give ourselves, I think then we should be intelligently and sensitively re-looking at it, you know, in this manner, I think.